So hello guys, we have yet another very varsity contest, and that is HackerEarth Data Structures and Algorithms contest. There is no particular reason why I'm doing this, apart from, I don't know, having nothing to do on a Saturday morning. So, at least previous time they had problems that made us sync, so that's kind of enough for me to come back for a contest. Yeah. That's interesting, actually. HackerEarth has so many strange rules, but so yeah, we're a bit late, but that's hopefully won't be a big problem. I don't know, if I'm honest. Like, it may very well be a big problem. Because last time, if you remember, we got 94 points for one problem on like last minute, if not second. Oh, okay, we can already do something. Okay. We have Zhang, who will potentially be the contestant for a victory today. Last month taught us that we should read all the problems. Problem 1 or problem 0, submatrices in a matrix. Alice and Bob want to play a game. They have n times m matrix that should be only from zeros and ones. I mean should be. Alice makes an arbitrary possible zero number of complete horizontal cuts. Horizontal, okay. And Bob makes an arbitrary possible zero number of upper vertical cuts. What does it mean upper? Okay, after making all the cuts, matrix is decomposed into a number of rectangular submatrices, and Bob's very fond of a matrix of 1. He wants the number of wall submatrices that consist exclusively of units to be as large as possible after all the cuts. Alice wants to keep this amount as small as possible. You're not interested in what size the submatrices will be, only on the number, okay. To be fair, John will ask Alice and Bob individually and independently where the cuts are to be made, and then he will make the cuts instead. Wow. Based on the provided size of the matrix and the matrix itself, write a program that prints the number of submatrices that are formed after the cuts, considers the optimal actions of Alice and Bob. Wait a second. I may be stupid, but I don't think that it makes any sense for Alice to cut anything. What? No, but that if this is the trick, then it's hilarious, but also very clever. You see, like, imagine that. Let's compare two options. Like, imagine that Alice decides whether she wants to cut like this. So what she should do is the following. So she will take all cuts that Bob can possibly make, and she will compare this version against this version. And if I'm honest, like, this green cut only helps Bob. Because all the matrices are submatrices of something larger. Therefore, it is not possible that a small matrix has at least one zero in it, but the large matrix is all ones, right? Because that would imply that this zero is also a one. So it sounds like Bob wants parts to be as small as possible, and Alice wants parts to be as large as possible because that's decreases the chance of them having all ones, which I believe should result in a partition like this, where Alice does not make a single cut and Bob instead cuts all the columns. Or rather, yeah. So like, you see, no matter what Bob's partition is, solution with zero strategy, I should say, if we speak in game theory, strategy for Alice of not making any cuts can't be worse than that of making some cuts, and can potentially be better. For Bob, a strategy of not making any cut is worse or the same as making all cuts. So we just make all cuts. And I assume that we can't have many columns consisting entirely of ones we got. That is a very strange problem, but potentially given a matrix of size 1 million, I would like to use fast input output. Not sure if it's necessary. I believe it depends more on the number of lines. What's that? Board. N is the number of columns, so we will count something, we will print something. We want to iterate over all possible columns. Then we want to iterate over the all possible rows. We check if all entries are ones. So how do we do it? Board at ij should be equal to 1. If all, then we increment c, I believe. By the way, can we copy paste it outside of the editor? Like, I remember last time we discovered that you can't copy paste into the editor. Apparently you can copy paste out of the editor, which is rather nice. Because as you can see, evaluating takes a long time. Let's get rid of this. But if this is what the intended solution is, then it's hilarious, of course. But at least I think it's clever. So you actually have to sync, right? Which is nice. Oh no, I believe it's still 2021. July DSA. CPP. Terrible indentation, but what else? No, it's not like bad, but okay, let's leave it like this. Still, that's the reason why. What happened to my command prompt? Can I please get something more? I'll just go with 20. Okay. Yeah, much nicer, right? I don't know who are the designers of all fonts that are not consoles. Okay, should have done that. 2021 July DSA. Let's compile with warnings. I believe I have to download because the copy paste button does not work. Okay, we actually getting 2 here, so I see no reason not to submit. Is the queue that long? How is the leaderboard doing? Okay, so some people solved this. Somebody is very clever submitting on the samples, which is a good strategy. Like, at least you don't get much penalty if you submit samples straight away. I should use it at some point. But that's still okay. So like queue is unbelievably long. Let's just keep going with the next problem. So problem B, I assume highways. Some country acts as a square of n times n cells. Does it mean that we have 2 grid problems in a row? I don't particularly like it, but whatever. Its inhabitants use a coordinate system in which lower left and upper right, 0, 0, and n makes sense. There are k cities in the country, each also some languages with area. That's going from left to right is not the right way, but still. There are k cities in the country, each at a point with integer coordinates. Residents of country X move around the country parallel to the coordinate axis, so the distance is Manhattan. To speed up travel to neighboring countries, the government has decided to build 2 highways, I assume like this, right? I mean horizontal, yeah, horizontal and vertical, exactly. Now, of course, horizontal and vertical. Highways must be perpendicular, yeah, that's what I thought, to each other in 2 axes. Well, like, that's bad explanation, because obviously it makes an impression that highways should be perpendicular to each other and parallel to the coordinate axis. So it's like parallel to both axes, whereas in reality it's only parallel to one. But whatever. Each trunk will connect to opposite sides of the square. Trunk is a highway, I suppose. Distance from the city to the highways will be the distance from the city to the nearest one. Okay, the government has decided to place highways so that maximum distance from cities to highways is the minimum possible. Your task is to find the optimal distance from the farthest city to the nearest highway. Farthest city to the nearest highway. Okay, so if the problem was 1D, then the answer is arithmetic mean of minimum and maximum, right? One thing that comes to mind almost immediately is to switch to a different problem. No, that's a joke. We're not going to switch to a different problem because I think that I have a good idea of how it may be possible. Yeah, like lots of guys got this idea. And we got it almost at the same time as Max, despite coming to a contest 3 minutes late, which is nice. And also I did like a lot of explanations, obviously. But for this problem, if k is not that big, I am thinking about binary search over the answer. So let's say we want to build a We want to check if it's possible to build highways so that that distance is no greater than some x. What does it mean then? It means that we have like several points in a plane. How do you guarantee that the distance to the nearest highway is not greater than x? If you take any city, it means that like you get a horizontal strip of height x plus x, which is 2x. And this city has to be covered by at least one. It's either covered by this stripe or by the I should just use this. Or it's covered by a vertical stripe, which also has the width of 2x this time. Not immediately obvious how to proceed, so maybe actually switching to the new problem is beneficial for our contest result. I know that it's the most important thing today, but still. So number B is a subset of number A if you can, oh no, digits, okay. If you can delete some digits from number A to the remaining digits from number B. To the remaining digits from number B, for the remaining digits to form number B, right? You are given an n-digit number x, and xk is the largest k-digit subset. Nice. Proofreading, guys. You must answer m queries. Each query consists of two numbers k and l. The answer to the query is the else digit of the number xk. Of the number xk. Also, everything is quite long. Maybe I actually want to keep going with geometry, I don't know. Let me just quickly check. No, okay, I still can't copy paste, but I can copy paste out of this head, which is nice. Once again. Can I make it larger so that you can see at least something? Apparently not. Oh, I remember now. I remember that you can do just this, which is kind of bad, but all the following k lines contain a point. Okay. Let's just pretend that we have a structure point. Coordinates are from 1 to 10 to the 6. Good. For some reason I constantly forget. So clearly we want to have something like this, right? Yeah, no, I want that will be just too long, given that we are coding in an alien editor. Okay, so now we actually have to think how unfortunate. So we want to cover each thing. Listen, do we care about binary search? I think that we don't. I mean, like this, sometimes extra log factors are not free, but I don't, I can't see a scenario in which this will kill us in this problem, especially given that k is only up to 10 to the 4th, which kind of suggests that you may have yet another logarithm in the complexity. Well, so let's just, distance of 0 is sometimes possible. So n is always possible, -1 is never possible, meaning that we want to print high. Numbers are not long, so can just do that. Now, if middle is possible, high is always possible, so we change high. Otherwise, we change low. And the question becomes, what is the can function? And it's not obvious this time around. Okay, imagine that we have okay, makes sense. So what we are going to do is we are going to sort points on, and that's important. I would say make, are we guaranteed that points are, we're not guaranteed anything, that's HackerEarth. So we start by x with the following idea in mind. We have a sliding window, like vertical stripe is going to be a sliding window over our array, right? Our plane. So it covers all points in some x range, which are now consecutive after we sort it over x. What do we do with the rest? Let's think. With the rest, we want to know if it's possible to cover them by a stripe of length 2 x, or middle, 2 times middle. I should change it to z. This way, no name collisions, no nothing. So how do we check it? We check that lowest point and highest point are at most 2z apart. in a set of all pairs except for some sliding window. Okay, what makes sense is then to compute prefix minimums, prefix maximums, suffix minimums, suffix maximums. And we are going to do just this. Let's say prefix minimum, prefix maximum. I will just suffix minimum, suffix maximum, smax, yeah. Oh, I never thought that it may mean this, but I assume not. But who knows, actually? I never thought about it. From the implementation point of view, it will be simpler if we slide an extra value in everywhere. Oh, I should use this because otherwise... No, for prefix maximums I should use -1 to signify that it's not, there is no points. There are no points there. And to be honest, I can actually make it with k, but I should actually make it with k, but because n is not big, we can also implement this, which is very clever, very clever. Now we will pursue our goal of having a good solution. So here prefixings should go. Prefix minimum adds I plus, who is L? I plus 1 gets minimum of prefix minimum of I and points IX, I suppose. Y, points IY, of course. Maximum. And this entire loop I will separate into two, because otherwise it's very likely that I will make some mistake. So here, first of all, the iteration should go backwards. Second, suffix minimum of I, suffix maximum of I, maximum minimum remain of I plus 1 on F, P points at IY. Sounds legit. So what do we do here is, no, that is incorrect. How to maintain sliding window? Well, we are going to maintain 2 pointers, left and right. We always move right by 1. And we say while points at LX mine plus Z is less than points R X minus that. I mean that they are too far apart, because this is the, like, you can think about this in the following way. Both left and right and like points, they give you a bound on where the center can be, where the line can be. So the right points telling you, well, the line, the actual highway cannot be less than my x coordinate minus that z. And the leftmost point says that it can't be bigger than my x coordinate plus that. So while this is happening, we should increment L, because it makes sense. And it will never do anything stupid, because Even if z is 0, when L comes to R, there will be just inequality. So yeah. Now what we should check is the following. We take prefix minimum where at L, I suppose, and suffix minimum where at R, I suppose, but I may be wrong, at R plus 1, it sounds like it. So both L and R are inclusive. And therefore I have, yeah, I should just write it like this, right? So I don't want to take R, which means that I have to add 1 here, and I don't want to take L, which means that I have to keep it as is. So that's minimum, and again we check if, but this time we check that they actually can intersect. Maximum of prefix maximum of L and suffix maximum of right plus 1. If nothing happens, then we return false. I imagine, like, just in case it's going to be slow again. It looks like it is. So obviously testing on one sample it's not enough, but who cares, right? Highways. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, the answer it produces on a sample. Oh, it actually tested already, but it submits. Okay. Okay. I imagine that lots of people already got it. That is rather surprising because the problem is not difficult, but maybe the leaderboard is just lags terribly. Let's think. Now is 35 minutes into the contest, and the last submission that you can see on the leaderboard is made 10 minutes ago. It's unlikely that nothing has changed during 10 minutes, meaning that leaderboard is just lagging. I wonder what is this. Like 5 is for samples, I'm pretty sure. Speaking of which, no, we are not doing that. That is not good. We are not going to see the updates to leaderboard, right? Right. Well, actually, but now we see that submissions waited 27 minutes are displayed, which gives us some hope of something updating soon. Yeah, the first problem was more or less speed forces, but then we can already see that people are struggling to get. Yeah, why I did not do it straight away? No, I did not want to do that. Didn't want to do that. Can we filter result by acceptance and then highways? Oh, it includes partial accepted. I don't see a fully accepted circle on high-res, which is strange, but let's ignore that. We still have a problem to solve, which I'm kind of looking at the leaderboard because I don't want to solve a digit something problem. But at some point we'll have to, right? Hey, what happened? What happened? Okay. Bro. Let's see what we can do about it. I hate digit problems, even if the sample is pi. I don't know, it sounds like 5th grade math, but it's not, so it makes me annoyed. What is the largest one-digit number that we can get from this string? It's 9, right? Is the largest two-digit number? It's 96. 3-digit number is 926. What is the largest 4-digit number? I believe it's 5,926. It is the largest 5-digit number. I think it's 45926. How about 7-digit number or 6-digit number? It's still 415926. Then comes 3, 4, 5, 9, 2, 6, and finally the number itself. 3, 4, 1, of course. So what I'm thinking is that we can somehow simulate this process so that we're sequentially get numbers from like 1 digit to n digits, because it appears to me that those numbers are closely connected. That is what I think. The specific connection is rather unclear, but I think that we start with the largest digit. Preferably with the leftmost copy of the largest digit. So imagine having a 9 here. That would result in us starting with this 9 instead. What happens after this is that we select the next largest digit to the right. If there are several occurrences, we select the leftmost as well. Does it work? Okay, so at some point our range became empty and we want to start doing something about it. What do? We want to take, I believe, number in this range. When it's over, we take the largest number in this range. Once again, we take this. Because taking anything here can't be better than that, because all these digits are strictly smaller than this. So at least we're sure that we want to take something over here. makes sense to take just the largest digit and insert it. The good question is how we will insert things. I'm pretty confident that something like a try can do it, but I haven't wrote it in a while. You have to write all the split merge operations. Somewhat annoying, somewhat. Oh, by the way, I remember that somebody told me that I can do that. Okay. No, it doesn't look like I can do it. So still, like we have an active window, and we always select the largest digit from it, I believe. The active window works as follows. So when we select a digit, the window is to the right. When we select the digit, the window goes to the right if it can. If it can't go to the right, then it goes to the left. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. If it can go to the right, it goes to the right. So preferably the window goes to the left, to the right. If it can't, it goes to the left. So it makes sense. We can't keep this string. We can't keep this string explicitly. Which is quite disappointing. Okay, I'm pretty confident that we can keep an ordered set, and by ordered I mean GNU policy based data structure tree, because obviously this set is also ordered, but it's not what we want. With the following idea in mind. We will insert pairs of integers, or pair of int and character, does not matter. So the first one is index. And the remaining one is character itself. This way we'll be always able to get order statistic relatively quickly. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. Let's just quickly check one thing, and this is whether the leaderboard has updated. No, of course it's whether it supports GNU policy-based data structures. That is actually strange. Why this submission at 38 minutes is displayed, by my submission is not. 11 minutes ago, so okay, I don't know. Policy-based data structures. Oh, I can't even copy paste the include line. What the? That is just ridiculous. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is the includes? Okay. Policy-based data structures, associative container, HPP. I don't know why it's HPP, but it's kind of enough to, at least it's not a compile error. And that's what we wanted to test. So tree policy, that's it. Okay. How do we define tree? Type def. No, I don't usually do that, but usually write using, because using can be templated. Ordered set is tree. Oh, I also forgot to say that I'm using namespace GNU policy It's usually the other way around. Starts with 2 underscores and then there are underscores. Tree of integer null type less of int red black tree tag. That's ridiculous. 3 order statistics not update. Yeah. So just a quick note to myself, we want to find by order and order of the, if we ever need those. It's relevant. Does it compile now? It should, right? Because I did not do anything criminal, so looks like it compiles. I know for what reason, but I like this to be aligned. Is it aligned actually? It's dude, what? It does not. Lol, no, for real. Like it's not aligned. What the heck? What? I don't know how they managed to do it, but their code editor is not aligned properly. I'm pretty sure that's when it does. Usually best not so. So what do we do next? We definitely need length of n. We need ordered sets of. That's the reason. Type name. Because then you can do that, and you will be able to create ordered sets of anything, not just integers. Because pair of something is pretty common. Let's just say this. I'm not sure. I think because of the alignment, how alignment works, it doesn't matter. Like the program will spend 2 integers either way. At least I believe so. Now. C++ 17, good. Because yesterday I participated in a contest that had C++ 14, so I thought for a second, is it really that bad? But it's not. At least something is good in HackerEarth, if you think about it. At least they have, no. Python 3.8. Ridiculous. No, I'm just thinking about the platform that I was using yesterday, when you only have C++ 14 and Python 3.5, meaning there are no F strings, and it's very uncomfortable to print the output once you used several years of production code writing F strings, and you have to remember that there's format and stuff like that. It's very common. So, KL. K is the K digit, okay. So what I believe we should do is we just sort KL with the following idea in mind. This is all input, so it's all input. We want to quickly answer maximum in a segment. Okay, so I actually got it first, surprisingly. So we have a chance of winning here, it looks like it. So how do we get maximum digit in the array, in the subarray? Sounds like a sparse table with the fastest thing to write here. Ridiculous. Okay, no, that's actually good. That's a good exercise. No need to panic. Look, 20. I'm not going to be smart when it comes to logarithms. SP, okay. SP0 at I gets I. So it will be the index of minimum, which, because we have X, contains all information about this thing. Do you fix stuff like that? I always do, and I think that I spend quite some time on it. Because obviously it will compile either way. It will compile even if you write like this, but it's just ugly. I don't know, maybe it's like... I don't know. So... I plus 1 over j is less than n. I is the first included index, so this is the first excluded index, and therefore I believe that we can do that. Instead, if x at sparse table, why it is sp and not st? Sparse table. It's not just sparse, it's stable. J minus 1. Why do I have this check again? Not this. J minus 1 is the level, then comes the position. Let's say I have some variable. So length is the length of the previous layer. Check if there is if there was an entry on the previous level that is L elements to the right. So if this is greater than x at sparse table, j minus 1, I plus L, I believe, and sparse table at j, I will get greater or equal, because in the case of equality we always take the left part. It will get sparse table here. Otherwise, no. else it will get sparse table here, but also if there is no right entry, it will take the left entry. Makes sense. We clearly want some get function for our sparse table to return something. So how do we do it? And j should be something like logarithm of r minus l plus 1. Hopefully that's there is. Okay, I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, so log computes natural logarithm. How about log 2? Log is float, which is suspicious. It sounds suspicious. I believe it is usually accurate. Let's think. And it will get rounded down, right? Which is what we want, technically. Because now we think. There get two options. First one is JL, and the other Y is the other I. Is the same level, but R minus that. Is our let's say that we have an interval like that, then everything is correct, I assume. R is not included, we subtract 2, the length is 2, we get that interval. Okay, good. This is always at least 1, so the logarithm is defined. When it's 1, the logarithm is 0, which makes sense, because then R minus 1 is left, so we take the intersection. So it's possible that when this is a power of 2, we take the intersection of 2 equal segments, but who cares? So now, if xi0 is greater than or equal to xi1, we return i0, else we return i1. Sounds reasonable. This will keep track of oh no, no, there is no big problem to it. We just need queries to be indexed. Let's say it like this, clean. Okay, whatever. Because we need to restore should not press that button. Need to restore the order. We can still sort queries. We will also need vector. We don't have enough time. I feel like, because like writing sparse table from scratch is also means debugging something. M C0 $. clean at AI equals I plus 1, I plus 1. Answer at Cli II get second argument should get ordered set find by order. That's why I copy pasted it, because now why I wrote it in the comment, because now the editor sees there is such function. Find by order. Of course, this should be get 0. I'm actually thinking about, you know what if we change this variable to k? Looks more natural, more or less. Well, this way it looks more natural, that you have a string of length k at the moment. What do you do here? Cli at I get 1 gets L. Pretty sure that you have to subtract 1. Also plus plus II. Sounds like this was intended. Should be careful. While I is less than m, and because otherwise success in this is obviously undefined behavior. Now here I have to actually think. Do I have enough time to think, or should I just submit something? I think I have enough time to think. Okay. So what should I do there? I need okay, that is the only application of std list that you will ever see. So I want ranges because of the following reason. I kinda want to get to the left, go to the right. Aside from me not knowing the interface of std list, I think it's a good idea to use std list for this purpose. Probably splay tree is better because it can manage all the things that we talked about in one data structure, but still. So half open because the get function works like with half open intervals. So what do we do? And also we need iterator to the beginning of that string. Okay, well, okay, to the current range that we are processing. Left, right gets the current interval. Then we want to query our sparse table for the for the position of maximum on that range. Okay. Okay, that was not necessary. We can use a stack because we always go to consecutive interval and we only go to the left when the rightmost interval is empty. But we still need a split function. So split on position M does nothing, returns nothing, I should say. There's no int, we just always work with stack top, right? Ranges pop or ranges not pop? Split, okay. Left max position. What happens next? We insert a pair of left max position, exit left max position. This way they are sorted by position, and when we do this, we actually get the correct order. Is it all that we want to do? Is it really? Yeah, that's okay. Split function. Ranges top, ranges pop. A bit unclear, but so what happens next? If L is not equal to middle, if L is not equal to the split position, then ranges and place a left middle. Middle is excluded by default. Now, if middle plus 1 is not equal to right, ranges in place from middle plus 1 to right. That's all we do. That's all we do. Counting 2. For whatever reason, I used this string and not the identifier. Okay, counting 2, counting 2. Yo, dude, I need. Okay. Maybe I took too long and that invalidated. By the way, is penalty time is total penalty time, meaning that we have 6 minutes advantage. If we finish 6 minutes later than some other guys, then we're still in contention. Yeah, I just invalidated. Please. I don't trust myself when writing a sparse table. I usually copy paste it. Counting. Oh no! I forgot that this is a different compiler. Okay, it's still fine. It just means that we will use this. I should not have done it, but whatever. Nobody will understand what was that solution. Should make myself smaller. Yo, dude, why so many errors? Why? Okay. Bruh, I'm going this way because. Oh, can't convert? Okay, that's not a problem at all. That's the smallest possible problem we could ever get. First in place, make pair 0 and. Oh, I forgot that I will have to make all the corresponding changes on HackerEarth as well. What? Oh. That makes sense. That makes sense. I redefined get, which is not a good practice if you're working with. Can't convert a pair. That makes sense because what I really want to do is second. Oh, and I'm not printing answer. Let's also say that answer is actually a vector int. Because I don't want to think what happens. Understandable. No, answer should have been string. Let's be nice and print new line here. Answer should have been string because let's see, 6992511. Good game. It was a good game. Let's hope that it works first time. Obviously it won't, but still. At least we can hope. If I can take this joke from the announcement. Okay, so what are the changes that we made? It is get left max position. It's changed here and I believe here. String was not changed. String was not changed. Ranges in place. Make pair 0 n. That was not changed. That was not changed. That was changed to seconds. Also, we forgot to print that. Let's see. Maybe I should have just submitted, right? Because I don't get a penalty if it's a wrong answer, and I don't think that I get a penalty either way. So why should I stop myself from submitting anything? How much time do we have left? 30 minutes. Here it should be enough to debug something, but not when you can't copy paste into the editor. And not when the subjugation time is that much. Okay. Well, the good thing about this copy-paste rule is that I will be proud of myself if I can write a sparse table from scratch without bugs, which probably won't happen if you put it in the context of having me and sparse table. Who will win? Obviously, bugs will win. Yes. Excuse me. I have 13 minutes left to debug my code, which I probably will have to do. Can you please judge my submission a little bit faster? Okay, okay. 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 Good. So we won. Good. 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 Good stuff. I have never won like a more or less respectable contest in my life. I know that it counts, but hey, I like. No way! No way! They gave me hope and then they took it away from me. Oh no. No. I was about to say that at least we beat Max Zhang, which is kind of achievement in itself, but apparently we did not. Why did it have to lag that much? He's still not a GM. What is he doing? What is he doing? I don't know what he was doing. Oh, he is actually actively participating, so fascinating. How did he do it so quickly? I'm surprised. "15 minutes. I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid, but hey. No, I don't think so. Well, let's see. Is it sparse table that I do it that long? Or did he just copy paste? If he managed to copy paste sparse table, I don't think that it gives that much of an advantage, if I'm honest. Even if he managed to copy paste splay tree for this one, it still is not that significant. No, I think I'm just stupid because like, even if I copy pasted everything, I probably could have saved like 10 minutes. And there are no copy paste saves on P0 and P1, so. Okay. Should have came to the contest earlier, but still it's like, I think I wasted 3 minutes in the beginning, and when aggregated over 3 problems, it's around 10 minutes. Plus 15 copy paste minutes, 25 possible minutes to save, and we are getting around 1 hour and 20 minutes of penalties for this one. So it was possible to beat him if we copy pasted code and came earlier, but I believe that he also came a bit late. So disappointing. But hey, I'm still proud of myself writing sparse table first try without bugs. It's not something I do very often. Oh, they say that it's C++ 17, right. No, I believe the solutions are more or less clear, like this is just simple observation. But I like this problem a lot nonetheless. Like the fact that the optimal strategy is just cut everything and cut nothing respectively. That's fascinating stuff. Here, sweep line algorithm, yes, like it was expected that binary search will come in handy, and you just had to be careful about what you're doing. Like, I had the wrong ideas, but when I realized that I can sweep line over vertical sync, then just check the horizontal, and it became much easier. I was thinking about wrong stuff like KD trees or something like that, when you can do the same thing, like include some range, and then ask for minimum maximum. But in two-dimensional case, it was not necessary. You can just compute prefix, suffix, and you're good. So yeah, binary search plus sweep line, nice problem. Plus some prefix, suffix structures plus sorting, actually a very nice problem. A lot of standard techniques, but those are nice. Don't sleep on this. Then here, order statistics tree, yes, I probably can go without it, but no, I don't think that we can. So this is essential for the solution, but of course I have it in Python. I think it will TLE, however. Then like sorting queries, so offline algorithm, because you have to sort queries. Sparse table to get minimum, or in general any data structure to get range minimum quickly. And the thing is to realize that for consecutive values of k, the answers are strongly connected, related to each other, I should say. And then just like realize where you are inserting a value. Also, sync with stack is nice. Like in general, you want to use split tree here, but I'm lazy and you don't have to, which is more important than me being lazy. So yeah, nice problem. Like, that is the worst possible way of indexing things that I have ever seen. But yeah, if you're wondering about those, these are for II, not collect. Because like when I was writing II, I saw that I will probably use it somewhere else. So I put brackets, and then I decided to make those brackets useful by naming this II as well. So yeah, something like this. Good stuff. Actually, the least bad of all competitions on HackerEarth. Worst participating sometimes. Put it this way. And it's not digit DP. It's not. They have a digit problem that is not digit DP. Outstanding. I'm surprised. I don't hate digits that much any longer. So yeah, that's it for today. No, that's it for this video, because probably later today will come a video on AdCoder and hopefully on code forces. But we'll see. Does it see my submission? Yeah, that does, like, clean sweep is also very nice. I believe this is combined time over all test cases. Yes, and then actual time for... Dude, what's not 0.09? That is ridiculous. It means the test cases are weak. Because how is it possible for something that... Okay, probably they can use better test cases, because this is just not fun. Like, my code takes less than 1% of the allotted time per test case, which probably means that I could have brute forced, or could have I don't know. I think that you still have to make observations that you can sort queries and then process them like this, but this part can be simplified, I think. So, but still, like, having a clean sweep on a contest and taking second place is very nice. I wish there were time penalties, you know. Because I'm pretty sure that Max has 3 wrong submissions. Yeah, here. No wrong submissions here, but also here his solution works a little bit longer than mine. I'm not sure why, but that difference is still not that significant. Okay, so like, yes, you can get 40 points by brute forcing something. That's ridiculous. Well, I guess it's kind of in the style of IOI, so if you're preparing for IOI, then it may be actually a good thing. Who knows? I kind of want to wait for the leaderboard to update our position. Also, such a shame, but there are no prizes for this contest, which is like the only contest that you can say that you can argue that it's close to competitive programming. There are no prizes. Okay? No prizes for this contest. We have prizes for long contest, which features 7 easy problems and 1 approximation problem, which is just bad. And we have a contest for starters, but to get prizes in that contest, you have to be rated below 1600, which you won't be after your very first contest if you perform rather nicely. As you can see, also rating system is quite strange, but it's participated in a contest a year ago or so, got plus 88. And plus 38 here, you won't know how much here, and you won't know how much here. But yeah, I got in top 10 in all contests. All contests this year. Previous DSA I was 8th because I went for a wrong problem. Well, also because I was stupid, but that's a different question. Fairness of skill assessment. I think it's good. Usability of code there, not so good. We could not debug, we could not copy paste. Usability of test interface testing was disappointingly. Yes, PP. Pointingly. Okay. Slow during the contest. Could have saved quite some time on debugging if it was okay. The testing and judging disappointingly slow during the contest. I could have saved quite some time on debugging. One could have saved because I didn't do any debugging. I got accepted first try on all 3 questions. If it was faster, the tests were because if they were faster. Clarity of questions, pretty clear. They were, of course, faster. That's it. Okay. I submitted 10 minutes before the contest ended. Why I can... Also, top 3 got 1 balloon each. In case you don't know, on ICPC you get a balloon if you solve some problem first. I never got one, but this is how it works. So I will call this a balloon. Okay. So with that out of the way, like last time I had to email them to manually update rank list because I submitted on the last minute, but this time I submitted 10 minutes before the contest ended and it's still not updated. So like this submission made it here, but my submission didn't make it here. Fascinating. Okay. Anyway, you like the bad thing is that you don't actually understand what is the leaderboard even when the contest ended. But you can see that we solved all problems. Solved means fully solved. Where is my submission? It was made like 10 minutes ago or so. No, actually I made it like around here, I think. No, probably not. Where is it? Outstanding interface. Outstanding interface. Or does it exclude your submission? What is the point? Okay. No, okay, you see that we solved all problems. I think it does not. Yeah, the last time around I went for this number theoretic transform problem, did not solve this at all. So that's why we got a disappointing rank that time. Yeah, like, and also you can see that nobody knows number theoretic transform on HackerEarth, because only like Max and me got. I got like T leads on one test case. Could have optimized constants in FFT, does not matter. Yeah, okay, this is updated. Now we got second place by a margin of 10 minutes, which highlights how bad it is to come to a contest late by 3 minutes. No, fair play. I bet that Max also came late because it is not possible for him to take 10 minutes on such a problem. Like, if I was not explaining anything, that I would have gotten in like under 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure. So he is clearly also capable of that. So I think he does not take it seriously, so we should not either. So that's it for today. Second place is not bad. Solving all questions is not bad either. So hope you're doing well, and see you next time with @Coder. Bye bye.